every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money, and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left, ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not gonna go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me, I'm not fucking fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? But they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of
leadership perspective.
They don't have no plan. They don't ever talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Enzo.
And tonight on the news, we have a very special guest, Andre Williams, in the building.
The mic was muted, so my apologies. Yeah, I'm here. Hello, it's good to be here.
Technology, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So that means we're just gonna have a great show because technology has attacked us. But the first topic of the night is regarding Hillary Clinton denying Epstein ties. There's a big documentary coming out with Hillary Clinton discussing her family's connection to the Epsteins or lack thereof. We're going to kick it off with that. And then we're going to talk about Donald Trump saying he's exonerated from Epstein. And then we're going to end with James Fishback. So in this very first clip, this breaks down the connections between Hillary Clinton and a very famous journalist to Epstein.
No, he was on the plane, not only on the plane a couple times, multiple times. He traveled internationally with Jeffrey Epstein. And he was on the plane called the Lolita Express because it supposedly had a bed in there where Jeffrey Epstein had young girls. He has been a friend of his, a continuing friend of his for years and years. Contrast that with Donald Trump, who hasn't spoken to him in many years, over a decade, after he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for bad behavior. So that's the difference there. And I think Americans see the two-tier justice system. But, we don't know. They're saying Clinton has not been to his private island, but he has traveled all over the world with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know why A.G. Garland and the Justice Department are so quiet on this tonight. They're out there labeling parents domestic terrorists, yet they're saying nothing about this. And these documents were so slow to come out. Human trafficking is a multi-billion-dollar business in this country, and Jeffrey Epstein is dead, and Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for 20 years where she belongs. And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have no legal basis to do so unless they're a child, a victim, or a cooperating defendant by some chance against some potential case against Ghislaine Maxwell. And I think Mark Garagos, as a great criminal defense attorney, will back that up as well.
So guys, in that very first clip, which you just saw, was showing off the connection between Epstein and the Clintons. What's your thoughts, Enzo, on all of that?
I think we've been shining the wrong light on the wrong people when it comes down to this entire Epstein situation. Bill Clinton, more ties to Jeffrey Epstein than Donald Trump did. It's clear as day. It's been in the media for, 30 years now, him visiting the White House 16 times, him being on the flight logs 26 times, possible accusations and from victims as well as groundskeepers on Epstein's Island talking about Bill Clinton as well as Hillary. I don't know why everybody just turned the blind eye to this entire situation. I've been saying it from the beginning. I've been saying this for years regarding the Clintons. So,
yeah, no, you're right. And I'm going to have Andre react to this clip. The clip I meant to play is about Savannah Guthrie, the Clintons, and Epstein.
Savannah's husband, Michael Feldman, who was actively involved with the Democratic Party for many years, served as a Democratic political aide during the Clinton-Gore administration, holding senior roles, and was traveling chief of staff for Vice President Gore. He also worked on Bill Clinton's 1992 presidential campaign. And this is where it starts to get interesting. He opened the firm, the Glover Park Group, and this firm is named in the Epstein files as a suggested contact, specifically an email in 2015. The email involved Larry Summers suggesting to Epstein that he should speak to someone at the Glover Park Group, and that it had helped Bill Clinton and General Petraeus out. The Glover Park website was removed just days after the release of the Epstein files, and Savannah's mother went missing. Feldman also founded GS Global, a major international communications company, some say a scrubber or fixer company, which also works closely with Greg Rothschild. Go back to January of 2016 and remember who Epstein says he represents? The Rothschilds. Now, some people don't believe in coincidence, especially when there's so many of them. Remember when Savannah's mother went missing? At the same time, the 3 million files were released. Savannah appears in the files, as does her husband, Michael Feldman, who worked for the Clintons, who were about to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee. But Nancy Guthrie's disappearance could have nothing to do with her daughter, her son-in-law, or the Epstein files. I suppose we'll have to wait and find out.
So, Andre, what's your thoughts? Do you think there's any connection to all of this, or do you think it's like a big nothing burger and conspiracy theory?
Yeah, with like the Savannah Guthrie, missing mom. I really don't even care about none of that shit. I feel like we've been transported back to 2008 and we're focusing on these Lifetime movie stories and shit. Oh my God. Like, what was the dude who murdered his wife and they made a movie out of it? Gone Girl. They made a movie out of shit. It was pretty much like that. I don't give a fuck about Savannah Guthrie. I can care less. Grandma probably went for a walk, got lost, and they thought someone kidnapped her. And sad, they're gonna find her somewhere. Move the fuck on. Anyway, there's a lot of missing people out here. We focus on Grandma. Grandma only had a few days left any damn way. She'd be all right. Going into the Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, like I said, we keep making this shit partisan instead of focusing on the real issue, the bigger issue that matters more. We want to talk about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. All these people were connected. All these people were at blackmail and had all this information put on them. They were caught doing all this disgusting stuff, or just put into a box, and they had to play ball. And that's how American politics has been for the last 40 years. And it is what it is. I mean, it's been every president, every, secretary, whomever, they're all compromised by it. So instead of looking at, who's doing it and for the reason why, we're focused on, they fuck with kids. It's like, yeah, that's disgusting. And we should, of course, condemn that. And these people should be prosecuted. But why don't we talk about the Jewish connection? Why don't we talk about the Israeli connection? Why don't we want to talk about these things? We don't want to talk about it because, it's anti-Semitic. We can't do that. Well, no, that's going to lead to another show if we talk about that. It's like, I don't fucking care. I want to hold people accountable. What matters more is holding class, the people who are above, elite, who don't really care about race or religion or, political party lines. These people, their kids go to the same school. They go to the fucking same cookout and the same country club and play golf. They see each other. Instead of talking about that, the class issue, or talking about the racial problem, Jewish supremacy, we'd rather sit back and talk about Democrat and Republican. So it's all a distraction. We're falling for the circus again. You had your bread and, your great circus of the football, Super Bowl shit. And then now we focus back on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. And it's, we're still focusing on the circus shit about red team, blue team. Come on, we have to really wake up and understand what's going on.
Well, I'm sure the Democrats today are saying, don't talk about red team, blue team, because some of them showed up, and we're going to break that down tonight. Here's the preview for the Hillary Clinton docuseries.
I regret the links that there have been. We have no links. We have a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which my husband has said. He took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work. I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about. They are accused, and in both cases were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women. That should be the focus. And we are more than happy to say what we know, which is very limited and totally unrelated to their behavior or their crimes. And we want to do it in public because let's make this transparent.
There are calls for another individual who denies wrongdoing to
go before Congress on this matter. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew. Do you think he should testify?
I think everybody should testify. Look,
including the former prince.
I think everybody should testify who is asked to testify. I just want it to be fair. I want everybody treated the same way. That's not true for my husband and me, because other witnesses were asked to testify. They gave written statements under oath. We offered that. They want to pull us. Why do they want to pull us into this? To divert attention from President Trump. This is not complicated.
So, Gray, what's your thoughts? Do you think they should testify, or do you think this is nothing, like Andre said, and we should move on?
Well, I heard Bill Clinton wants it televised. So, I mean, people want answers. Even if we say, you know, let's brush it on the rug, people on the internet, they're still going to talk about it. It's still going to be a big thing because there's so many people in there now. Last night we was talking about Jay-Z being in there. So it's so like sedacious and just scandalous that people want the information and it's entertaining. So I feel like people are going to talk about it, but the fact that it's rich, white, powerful people, I don't feel like anybody's going to go to prison. I don't feel like no one's going to go to jail. Not Bill Clinton, not Trump, nobody.
Well, you know, I was going to play this as the intro clip, and you just segued into it. This is actually Andre and what he had to say.
People are wishing they were in the Epstein files.
White Americans are not doing anything about the Epstein files because there are no black people in it. If they release a version of the Epstein files right now that details over 200 to 300 black people in it, fucking little European girls, I can guarantee you, the entire white population in America is going to get up in arms and they're going to get guns and they're going to find everyone involved. The reason white America hasn't done shit is because it's white people.
The fuck is this nigga talking about? Listen here, Mutombo. The reason for why white people aren't up in arms about the Epstein file is because the people in them are Jewish. Epstein wasn't white, he was Jewish. We live in a country. If you criticize Jews and want to hold them accountable for their actions, that's anti-Semitic. And that would lead to another Holocaust. We have a Jewish supremacy problem in the United States. And everything in the Epstein files proves that. This is not Democrat or Republican or some retarded partisan issue. This is a class and race problem that we have in America. Wake the fuck up, niggas.
So, Gray, do you agree with that video? Like, do you think it's because, you know, it's a certain group of people? Although I will say it seems like there's people of all races that have been mentioned on that list. What's your thoughts?
Listen, I don't get into the Jewish type of conversations. But I understand why people say the things that they say. I get it. But with what Andre said, that you have to walk on eggshells with this population because of what happened with the Holocaust. Same thing with blacks. And that's probably not unfair too, that with slavery, people walk on eggshells because they were or we were oppressed at some point, so people don't want to rock the boat. I don't necessarily know if it's a cultural issue. I don't want to stereotype a certain group, but I will say that people that accumulate a lot of wealth have a lot of power and they can buy people. And now these people are human. We saw what Diddy did with money. I mean, just because you get money don't mean yeah.
Diddy was prosecuted. Why are we not seeing any prosecutions other than Ghislaine Maxwell from this?
My honest opinion, Trump. I don't think Trump wants anybody to go in there. I don't think Trump said himself, I don't want Bill Clinton to go to court. So I think
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, but this was all investigated under Joe Biden's administration. Why didn't Joe Biden prosecute anyone?
You have four administrations. Four administrations, four attorney generals that looked over this, that nobody got prosecuted. Now everything's released to the public. I don't understand why everybody thinks people are going to get charged now because it's released to the public. You do understand that's going to do the exact opposite. That's going to taint the jury pool. They're not going to be able to bring charges against anybody now. Doesn't matter the evidence that you have. No attorney general, no grand jury, Nobody's going to touch that because the public has hands on all of it. It's going to taint the jury pool no matter what. There could be false things in there, and there is false things in there that dumbasses are believing is fact, even though it literally says right next to it, no verifiable evidence of this. Like this
Yeah,
is
but
the
that's
What's
still
some of the
doesn't
false stuff?
understand. Mhm.
What?
I was going to say, what's some of the false stuff that's in there?
So the 4 claims about Trump that I verified myself that are all right on the file. It says contact made, no new information found, not credible. Witness not credible, went through a schizophrenic or paranoia, something like that. Contact made, no reach out. There's no, and it's literally says none of it's verifiable. You can literally take all the evidence on Donald Trump.
Only
throw it in AI
only
if you want.
4 claims though. Only 4 claims though. I mean,
Yeah, there's
4.
only 4 FBI tip sheets for Donald Trump. I don't go based off.
Out
I
of the-
don't go based off of an email. I go based off of actual evidence. I want something in proof that says on an FBI 1023 form that says somebody did something. I don't want a fucking email from Epstein to God knows who saying Donald Trump did this or Bill Clinton did that or Bill Gates did
Why
this.
not?
That ain't verifiable.
If Elaine are the ones that is verifiable. If I've
That's
got
not
the
verifiable. No,
murderer
it's
who has
not.
all his accomplices, hold on. If I've got the murderer who murdered somebody and all of his accomplices are, me and Trump, we put the body in the trunk and Trump hit him with the shovel a few times. I mean, I'm going to believe the murderer and what he's saying. I'm going to sit back and take the murderer for his word, and he's emailing the other. Me and Trump went over there and murdered him together. Well, here's the thing. Here's the body.
Go take that evidence and go find that body then.
The body, it's running around Washington. All right. The killers, the people that we have to deal with, they're running around Washington and Tel Aviv. That's the whole thing. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about Trump. Trump was a vehicle for me to get nationalism and populism in office and to make it more easily explain, make it easier for me to explain my worldview to normal people. And we've gotten that. That's what we've gotten over the last decade of having Trump. Now Trump is worthless. Trump hasn't done anything successful or even beneficial for me to even continue to support. And that's why he's going to get fucking impeached and killed in the midterms. And, this is his fault. Thank you for ruining your entire movement. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you for wasting like 10 years of my life.
He just didn't bow down to the fucking Nazis in America and let them run rampant and let racism run free. Like, I'm sorry, like what Nazis? Nick Fuentes and the people that you support. Like, I'm sorry. I think it's. I don't
support anyone but myself.
I think it's hilarious. Bro, you literally talk the talking points of Nick Fuentes. Like, stop.
No, I don't. I talk the talking points to me. Hold on, Enzo.
Bro.
If you know anything about me, I was doing this for years. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've always been opposite of Nick and always called out Nick on his shit.
Hold on. You always followed your own path up until now, and you're using the same exact talking points of him. That's fine. You could be a follower.
I've been talking like this for years. I've never. Enzo, here's one thing about me. Enzo, I got a lot of respect for you. I like you. Let me tell you this.
I do too, but
let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you something about me. Enzo. Let me tell you something about me. There's not a single person in my entire family that's a follower, and I will not be one, and I have never been one at all. And I will live my life as being me and leading in my own way. I can have 2 people listen or 200 people listen. All right, I've been saying the same shit for years. Nick has had a platform and a podcast for years now. It's bigger and everyone's watching it. But I've been saying this and talking to people on my own without one for years. So I don't follow anybody. All right. I do my own research and I speak on what I know. As men, that's what we do. We speak on what we know. So it's not even like the Nazis. No, this is the truth. We have a Jewish supremacy problem. And instead of looking at this is why conservatives are so fucking weak and we've lost.
This is what I mean.
Lost. No, let me get into it.
You say you're a leader, but you're
you know why they've lost? Because we don't, like I said, Enzo, I don't know. I like you.
That's
don't
great.
Do the following shit. Don't do the following shit. That'll be one thing for me not to like you anymore. Don't do the following
don't
shit.
like me then. I'm calling
you and I are talking, and that's fine. But don't bring I'm following somebody or I don't do that. I don't kiss nobody's ass. I do what I do, and I talk in the way I do. And when I'm done talking, I'm done talking. But I don't follow anybody. So let me continue what I was saying. When we look at the problem we have with powerful men who happen to be Jewish, who happen to be in various different positions of power, and have been pushing our country to go to war in the Middle East, or pushing these corporations to take certain deals for their own political and economic interests, that's a big problem. If it was white people doing it, let's say this, you come from an Italian background, If it was the Italians doing this, they'd be like, we have to get these people out. We need to prosecute these people. If it was the black mob doing this, black gangs doing this, they're like, we have to get these niggas out. We have to prosecute these niggas. But for some fucking reason, when it comes to someone named Goldberg or Goldstein, it's like, oh no, we can't have the conversation. We'll put out the information, but we're not going to prosecute anyone. Oh, it's actually about Trump and Republicans. Fuck that. The problem is that we have Jews running this country.
No, it's not the problem that Jews are running this country, bro. I've done the song and dance. I've talked to fucking Zionists. I've talked to Nazis. I talked to people that criticize the Israeli government.
I don't think there's any Nazis today. National socialism is not thriving.
Yes,
all right.
Yes. Okay.
What's National Socialism? Let's get into this argument. What's National Socialism?
The same party that Hitler ran under in the 40s.
Okay, so no, what is National Socialism? National Socialism is an ideology, not a party.
At this time in 2026 and 2025.
Okay, Enzo, National Socialism.
The talking points you guys use. You guys don't even. There's one thing.
I don't know what you're saying. These guys.
There's one thing to criticize the Israeli government and things that they do and ties that they have to the United States, and then there's what you guys do. Criticizing all.
I don't know who these guys are. I don't know why you keep saying these guys.
Stop playing fucking dumb, bro. Stop playing dumb.
What do you mean? I'm not, like I said, Enzo, and now my respect's gone. So now let me tell you this.
Bro, fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not fucking with anybody other than me. That's the one thing. So when you speak on anything I'm doing, here's what I'm telling you this, Enzo.
This panel have called you out for it before.
No, they haven't called me out for shit. And guess what? They're not right. That's the problem. These people think that they're right. Right. That's the great thing I've been doing this.
I'm not a lot of people I've known.
I know you can't win the argument. You can't win the
argument.
Move on.
Guys,
no,
we're gonna move on. I'm muting everyone's mic. We're gonna move on because this is where the conversation doesn't get productive anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna move on. We're gonna continue, but we're gonna be respect. Just because we can't hear you guys when y'all are like talking over each other. Okay, so I'm gonna play this clip. This is Whoopi Goldberg talking about the Epstein files.
Now, in the name of transparency, can you put up my name is in the files? Yes. And what does it say? It says Whoopi needs a plane to get to Monaco. John Lennon's charity, it should say Julian Lennon's charity, is paying for it. They don't want to charter, so they're looking for private owners. Here's the info. And they give all the information, and they're saying, do you want to offer your G2? Okay.
And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yeah.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. I wasn't his friend.
You were too old for him.
I was not only too old, but it was at a time, where this is just not, you used to have facts before said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him. It's like, honey, come on. Yeah. Every man that I've ever been with, you've known about him because either the Inquirer wrote it about it. Yeah. People wrote about this stuff. So no, I never had this, and no, I didn't get on the plane because you know what I would have to do to get on the plane? Fly. They were trying to,
and she doesn't fly.
No, so they're trying to get me. Babe. They're trying to get me to get on a plane to get to this thing for Julian Lennon.
Yeah, but the thing is, they dropped like 300 names. Yes. And it's like flood the zone because when you're looking, there are people like Marilyn Monroe who was dead.
Elvis.
Yeah, a lot of people, because a lot of the reasons your name can be mentioned are news articles, third-party emails, contacts. Again, wealthy, famous people often cross in professional and social circles, so that's not the surprising part.
So, Enzo, do you think we shouldn't take her name being on the list seriously either, or does that just apply to Trump? Like, how do we differentiate who it applies to? And that's not an attack on you. I'm just saying, because you said the stuff with Trump you don't agree with, and I'm going to probably ask everyone on the panel, but I'll start with you.
No, at this point, with people's names being mentioned in the files, I'm going to treat it the same way that everybody treated certain people's names in the files, that they're automatically guilty just because their name's there. So sure, if we're going to say certain people are guilty, then every person is guilty. It doesn't matter to me.
Interestingly, for me, though, I didn't see anything in the emails that said Trump did anything with kids. Did you see anything in the emails? Andre, can you tell me an email that you saw with Trump being with kids or with women? I saw them making jokes that he tries to deflect, but I didn't see anything about kids or anything illegal as far as children and women.
Oh, it's a lot of, a lot of shit that's kind of like the accusations of it. But, with women, we know he's womanized. I mean, it is what it is. Trump's a powerful guy. He likes women. I mean, when men have money, that's what they do. And somebody just said, I mean, they're all guilty of just one. They're also victims. Like I said, victims of Jews trying to push them in a certain direction and use them and blackmail them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did, disgusting shit in the background. I mean, we've seen it from Prince Andrew and from Kud Barak and all these other people. It is what it is. But I'm not going to sit back and like play this. Well, I'm going to talk about these people because they're Democrat, and I'm going to defend these people because they're Republican. Like, that's fucking gay. That's the gay shit that the right is doing right now. Well, we're going to defend Trump as much as we can because why? You haven't got anything from defending Trump. What comes of it? What are we going to get? We're going to get more fucking walking back on policies. We're going to get more pressure to go to war for Iran. I mean, what are we going to get from it? I'm not backing Trump. Fuck him at this point. Get him out. We've lost. It's over. Let's restart the movement. So, I mean, even if he did something with kids, even if he didn't, I don't care. I'm kind of done. It doesn't really matter to me. Get these people out. All these people need to go. The entire system's corrupt. The entire establishment has been fucking people over for the last 40 years. This isn't just something that's new. And we even go back to it. This was under both Democrat and Republican presidencies. This was under both Democrat and Republican FBIs and Justice Departments. This isn't just something that's like a partisan issue. So I really don't understand why we continuously make this a fucking partisan issue. Enzo wants to make it a partisan issue for some fucking reason, but won't acknowledge the Jewish. He won't acknowledge the Jewish shit. He's like, no, I can't go that far. I'll talk about Democrats, but not Jews. Even though even though these people happen to be Jewish and they're Democrat, I won't talk about them. We can't do that. That's
That
too
has
much.
nothing to literally do with anything. You guys just love to throw the term Jew, that the Jews are the problems for fucking everything, that they're controlling the
I didn't
government.
say that actually, but okay.
It's the same talking points that all of you use. It's the same.
What are my talking points? What are my talking points?
Again, stop playing.
I'm here.
Stupid. Stop.
I'm not playing stupid. I'm very intelligent.
I just laid it out.
We're talking about me. Yeah, we're talking about me. I'm not talking about him. You keep saying these other people.
If you want to play ignorant,
I don't know
that's
these
fine.
people.
We'll just move on. I'm not
playing ignorant. I'm being me.
And play it.
I'm just talking about me. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's no point in arguing with stupidity at this point. So
Pause for a second,
what's
guys.
stupid?
Gray,
Tell me what the stupidity is. But my bad. Go ahead, Nora. My bad.
Gray, I want to get you in here. Gray, I'm sure as a Democrat, you're just loving this. What do you think about this dissension on the right? No, seriously, because right now we're witnessing it play out. Both men on the conservative right side. One more too far to the right. One more, I think, Enzo's a little bit more moderate. What do you think about this, and how does this play out for the Democrats? Because this is really what we're witnessing is what is happening on the right in America.
I wouldn't say necessarily Enzo's more moderate. I say Enzo's more of a Trump supporter, more of MAGA. I will say Andre is more America first. So Trump's message was that it was all about America. It was this, and that. Then all this information comes out about Israel. So it's not ill intentions where I feel like they're purposely being anti-Semitic without anything happening. Now, did October 7th happen? Yes. But if you look at Israel's reaction, then that's what got all this money and everything exposed. So with the right, you have the religious right, people who are going to say we have to back Jews. This is what Christianity is all about. And Israel's our best ally in the Middle East out of all the other countries. Whereas if you look at where you would say what Nick Fuentes and Andre are saying, they're saying, well, we're being robbed. Our money's being taken since Truman. We've been giving Israel money. So that's a divide on it. I think it's more of a religious and more of a policy disagreement.
That's a good answer. So are you liking to see the dissension? Like, does that feel good for you for the midterms? Because, I mean, honestly, what we're watching, is this going to affect the midterms? I'll let you come back to you. Enzo, what do you think? Do you think that this dissension between the right One side's very anti-Israel, let's be honest. One side is either in the middle or pro-Israel. Do you think that this is going to be what hurts in the midterms, the lack of unity on this issue?
No, because we don't need Nazis. We don't need anti-Semites. We don't need these type of people in our party that gives people like me a bad name. No, we don't need that. And it's just funny to me that people are sitting here going with a party, going with an ideology that would literally fucking kill you if they got into power, which is fucking hilarious to me that the National Socialists of 2026 and 2025 are rallied behind disenfranchised black people as well as a fucking Mexican when Hitler was literally against all of you guys. It's fucking hilarious to me.
He actually wasn't, but okay. I'll go into that. Let me respond to that. The only reason for why Trump got into office in 2016 is because of nationalism, is because of those who were nationalistic that believed in him. It was because of people on 4chan and people who were going into the alt-right in the days of Richard Spencer and Jared Taylor. That was the people who got him elected. It was the people online pushing this shit. It wasn't the establishment. It wasn't the Marco Rubios and the Ted Cruzes that support him now that were anti-Trump back then. It wasn't the Ben Shapiro's that hated Trump for a very long time and only began to support him because that was their only hope and there was a lot of money going towards him. That was it. And I really don't know what you're talking about. So without people like myself who initially supported and did all the memeing and trying to get Trump,
called Charlottesville, and then there's a thing called Charlottesville that happened.
And what happened at Charlottesville? What happened at Charlottesville? Charlottesville wasn't all white supremacy. Charlottesville was like a consolidation of everyone on the right. You had libertarians there. You had conservatives there. You had all that.
Democratic Party stealing the election in 2020, the same way that he still won the election with the majority vote, and you guys want to, oh no, we don't support him. No, we don't support
this. Like this stole the election is like such boomer tier shit from conservatives. It's not even like their understanding of stealing the election is like they fuck with the ballots. Now what they did is they used BLM and COVID. Say that if you're gonna say that, if you're gonna come with that, I'm fine with that. But it's like they fuck with the ballots or some stupid shit. It's like that's retarded. Like I agree to a point. Like it's not on it's on the 2000 level what they did with Bush, but not on that level. They wanted Biden in because they thought they were going to go to war with Russia, and they were going to use Ukraine as the fall for that. And they wanted to entrench more power into the Middle East by getting out of Afghanistan and reconsolidating forces to focus and help Israel in its war with Iran. That's what it was. So, and that's why they needed Biden. And Biden was a fucking failure because of it. And Biden's health declined so much as they only got a little bit out of it because it wasn't going well in the general public. But this, you're anti-Semitic. No, I don't hate Jews because they exist. I've stated this many times. I don't hate Jews because they're Jewish. I'm calling out and I'm holding these people accountable in the same way I hold niggas accountable. In the same way as I hold weak whites accountable. I want a nation of strong people. All right. I want a nation of people who actually love this country, are going to provide for this country. And yeah, you're going to get fucking killed in the midterms. It's going to be a bloodbath in the midterms. Because I'm not on this Republican Democrat shit. I'm for America first. And that's not tied with anyone. I love my country.
Israel for everything. Get it right. You can't be
America
first.
Nobody's blaming.
America's infiltrated by the Jews, but I'm America first, and I'm gonna call out the ties to fucking Israel every fucking day, even though I don't really pay attention to what's going on in the country.
This country,
Cry
right?
me a fucking river, bro. I'm so done with this America first
Israel
crowd,
is destroying
this
America
first crowd. But I'm going
this guy
to
doesn't know
blame
anything he's
AIPAC.
talking about.
I do know exactly what I'm talking about, Andre. I do.
I don't think you do.
I do this
You're
every
not.
fucking
You're
day.
showing you're showing your Fox News side. You're showing
My
your Fox News side.
That's crazy.
I'm listening
That's
to Sean
crazy.
Hannity right now. Yeah.
No, you're not.
I'm
No,
listening to
because, again,
Italian Sean Hannity.
You can't be America first and all you do is blame Israel for every single thing that goes on in this country. You can't blame Israel.
Well, isn't that being
saying
America first? That I don't want my country tied to another nation? Isn't that America first?
Because Israel's not.
How is it not being America first? How is Israel not the issue?
You're blaming Israel.
Wasn't Jeffrey tied with Mossad? Didn't Jeffrey have connections with Mossad? Didn't Jeffrey talk to very prominent members within
I don't care about
Israel?
Epstein.
Did he not?
Issue. I don't care.
So you don't care. You know what? Here's why you don't care.
Hold on. He had ties to
care,
Mossad. He had
Enzo.
ties to royalty. He had ties to the sheiks. He had ties to fucking the president.
Yeah.
He had ties to the Russians.
What did Ghislaine have as well?
Shut the fuck up, bro. He's had ties to literally fucking everybody, and you pin down Mossad.
Get the
No,
fuck out of
no,
it.
he didn't just have
This is
ties
what
to
I
the
mean.
Russians or
This
all
is
that.
what I
He had
mean.
ties to
The
Israel
bullshit.
and work
This
with
is what I
Israel.
mean. The
Like I said,
fucking
guy doesn't know what
bullshit
he's
out of you
talking
guys
about.
now. I don't.
Guy doesn't know what he's
All you
talking
keep
about at all.
doing
No,
is saying
you don't.
Mossad.
Why are you
Shut the
chimping out
fuck
right
up,
now?
bro.
Italians chimping out.
No,
Is the
because
pizzeria
your
closed?
only argument is fucking
Jesus
Israel.
Christ.
So I'm
All
gonna
right,
give you the
Why are we
smoke.
chipping
I'll
out?
tell you
all
you're
Oh,
right,
a
Mamma
all right.
Mia.
dumbass. You're fucking
I'm
retarded,
muting.
bro.
I'm muting everyone. I'm muting everyone. I'm muting everyone. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Well, this is Trump talking about the Epstein files because I know I saw some people in the chat. They're like, "Oh, this is a reaction." Yes, we do political reactions. Sorry to Andre's fans, but this is a good show. We're gonna have a balance. We're gonna have some laughs and some political reactions. This is what Trump had to say on the plane today, though.
So Hillary Clinton said in an interview today that she and her husband are getting pulled into the Epstein matter to divert attention from you and that your administration has something to hide. What's your response to that?
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting that I don't get elected with some author, a sleazebag, by the way. And I've been totally exonerated. No, they're getting pulled in, and that's their problem. I don't know. They're going to have to see what happens. But I watched her in Munich, and she seriously has Trump derangement syndrome.
Do you think that she should publicly testify?
You know, I've been totally exonerated on Epstein, and it's really interesting because they've been pulled in. Think of it. They've been pulled in. Clinton and many other Democrats have been pulled in, yeah.
So, Gray, I'm going to let you get in here because the guys have been talking a lot. Do you think that Trump is exonerated with this latest drop?
The reason Trump is exonerated because he controlled the Supreme Court, he controlled the Attorney General, so that's why he's exonerated. Like, what I will agree with the right on to a certain degree, this isn't going to go anywhere. Like, if Trump gets impeached, I'll be kind of shocked, even if they win the midterms. I don't know if they're going to want to rock the boat like that. But as far as Trump trying to pivot and distract, that's just what Trump does. Trump literally will go on an interview and the economy will be crashing, like we got the best economy ever. So Trump's style is no matter what, be positive, keep marketing, keep saying that it's going great. And he learned that from Roy Cohn, and that's his style.
Yeah. Listen, I think Trump is, for me, as far as being with kids, I've read thousands of those emails. What I think they got Trump on, and we can all agree to disagree on this, for me, is financial things. I think they had financial dirt on him. Also, there is a clip I'm about to play. Trump called the police. He was one of the first people to call the police on Epstein. Let's watch.
Believe that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process, which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
Andre, does this exonerate Trump in your opinion, or do you think it was like I'm going to tell on you first so you don't get me thing? What do you think?
The latter. It doesn't exonerate him. No, it doesn't really help him. He still stayed in contact with various different people that were connected with him in his administration. Were in contact with Jeffrey Epstein. So no, it doesn't exonerate him. And like I said, I really don't care. Trump is really damaged his entire reputation with not doubling down on the deportations, pushing for war with Iran on the behalf of Israel, the disaster that was Venezuela. And we'll see what comes out of that. So, I mean, yeah, who gives a fuck? I mean, he's going to get gutted. The Democrats are going to, unfortunately, take probably the House. I think maybe the Senate if they're able to do that. We'll see what happens. He'll probably get impeached in the House again, and we'll see. But it's over. The MAGA movement has been dead since last year. I think since the first the Iran-Israeli engagement was completely fucking dead. He's failed on everything. So he can be exonerated from like, well, I didn't fuck any kids. It's like, okay, I don't think you really did. You probably just, beat some girls around, whatever, but you failed at being the president that we wanted, and we gave you a second chance, and you haven't done anything with it. So fuck off at this point. We're done. We're done with that. And they're going to fucking learn And the next movement is going to learn and understand that you cannot betray the people. You cannot betray the people who got you elected, the people who put you in my office. So we'll see. But yeah.
Nora, what I wanted to add was the reason you're not seeing it is because in hours of it being produced, the sexual assault allegations against Donald Trump disappeared from the Epstein files within hours of being published. So that's why when you look it up, you can't find it. So that headline when they said the oral with the minor, that was removed after it was published. That's why you can't find it.
Enzo, what's your reaction to all of this? Is Trump exonerated?
It's like I've been saying from the beginning that he's exonerated. It's like I've been saying that I know he went to the Palm Beach County Police in 2006 because I lived in Palm Beach County. I remember this going down. It was on the Palm Beach Post every single day because Donald Trump's name and Jeffrey Epstein's name were synonymous with Palm Beach County. So when people found out about fucking Jeffrey Epstein, Palm Beach County went fucking buck wild. It was on the news every single day. And I got called a conspiracy theorist. And I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, even though I was citing everything that happened. It's fucking hilarious to me.
But why do they keep saying he's in on it? And so, like, what have you seen? Do you think that there's anything in the files that you've seen for people to keep saying that? Because there's multiple videos, emails of people highlighting this. I mean, we've done shows on it. We've played clips. There's hours worth of stuff that people are saying is in those files that, you know, and I've literally read the files myself, and they do make jokes. And they say things like, oh, you know, what would Trump do? He would just lie and, you know, say he's not with these women. Like, I read the emails myself.
So, like I said, I've went through the files and I looked up what claims there are out there that are from the FBI, from victims, quote unquote victims, that have to do with Donald Trump. I don't care about emails. I don't care about hearsay. I don't care about a text chain between Jeffrey Epstein and fucking Santa Claus saying that Donald Trump raped a 4-year-old. I don't care about that. What I care about is the 1023 FBI forms that were put forward 3 months before the election in 2020. That's what I care about. Those are the only 4 things that say Donald Trump ever did anything that would be somewhat credible. That's the only things I care about. Hearsay between the two. Okay, cool. So if that's the case, go investigate all of them, or explain to me why 3 other DOJs and 3 other attorney generals didn't investigate those without saying, oh, it's the Jews. Please explain to me why 3 fucking administrations didn't investigate that, especially an administration that had a hard on for Donald Trump that threw everything and anything at him.
Because they're involved in their compromise and in the Jews. Gotta throw it in there, you know, gotta get in there because it pisses you off. But yeah, I mean, they're all working together. Like I said, we don't have a two-party system in this country. We have a uniparty. We have a party that works together, and they put on the show for us that, you know, oh, I'm actually different, and you got to vote for me because we're doing a little different over here on the other side. And that's how they get niggas to come out and vote. They sit back and put this show on for blacks to vote this way. They do it for the weak whites to come vote this way. It's all it is. It's just a show. And when we're looking at the powerful people within Washington, the influence of the last 40 years, I mean, what's been going on over the last 40 years? What's been going on in the world for the last 40 years? War in the Middle East. And who does that benefit? Who have we been going on and fighting these wars on their behalf? Israel. Now, let's look at the economy. Let's look at these big multinational corporations. Who have they mainly been owned by? Jews. These Jews have been putting these businesses over in other countries for cheap labor. They've been mass importing these people into our country to use them as cheap labor to fuck over Americans and not pay them their fair wage and their fair share. I mean, you know, I don't know why people are so afraid to just call it for what it is. Like I said, this has been all whites. This has been all blacks. It'll been very fucking. If there's been Italians or Irish doing it, it'll be clear as day. We're going to call it what it is. This is the mob. But the moment that we acknowledge this cabal that's doing all this shit, we're like, oh, we can't do it. Oh, I'm afraid to say it. Grow some fucking balls, man. This is a problem that we're having. And this is a time we call this problem and hold people accountable, not because we hate these people, but because we want everyone to be held accountable equally. I don't believe in equality, but I do believe in having a system where people can call out the problems in a society as we see it, no matter who the people are. I don't like nigga shit. I don't mind people saying I have black fatigue and calling out the problems of black people. Somebody needs to do it. But for some reason, when we call it Jewish power, when many of these people are in academia, the media, foreign policy, within government, all over, and they're influencing and blackmailing people and getting all this dirt to influence elections and to sway people's opinions on certain things and compromise them. That's a big problem. That's a fucking huge issue that we've got to solve. But we don't want to call it out because it's going to hurt people's feelings and, it's anti-Semitic. Fuck that. It's the truth. If it's anti-Semitic, then who fucking cares? Who gives a damn? It's the new way of calling someone racist today. That's all it is. It doesn't work.
And Nora, I want to add that the reason the other three administrations didn't do it because it was an active case, and Jeffrey Epstein got a 2008 plea deal, so that's when they stopped investigating him.
That would give every reason. That would give every reason why to
he
keep
should
investigating.
be watched.
What?
Right? He should have been surveilled. He should have been under surveillance. But see,
Yeah,
I'll
if his
meet you
name's
in the middle,
mentioned, start
Enzo.
investigating.
This is the thing, Enzo. All right, let's say it's not Mossad. He was connected to something or someone very powerful. That's very clear. The reason why everyone is saying the Mossad Israel connection, Enzo, is because there are thousands of emails with him and the former prime minister of Israel. That's fact. I'm not saying anything offensive. That is
no
fact. That was his bestie. Like literally, they were best friends. From the emails I read.
I'm not disputing his ties, but I'm saying he has ties to royalty, Mossad, sheiks, the Russians, our own government. He had ties to literally every major person in a country in the world. I'm not just going to
mainly Israel.
Okay.
Mainly Israel.
Sure.
Mainly Israel. And then all the people that we look at the presidents and what they did for in terms of foreign policy, in terms of campaigning, what have they always been for? Pro-Israel. I mean, we have to acknowledge that. We're not saying we talk to some Russian oligarchs and some Russian people like, well, you know what? They're pushing pro-Russia information. No, we're not saying that.
I don't understand how America has been
pro-Israel,
going for our best interest as a fucking country.
That's
to eliminate
not our
anybody
interest.
in the Middle East.
Nothing in the Middle East has been for our interest. No, not at all. Name one thing. Name one thing.
So
was our interest to go into Iraq
that are going against our allies?
Okay,
yeah, it was beneficial to go into Iraq. It was
terrorist groups that we helped fund. For what?
Back in the fucking 80s. So hold on, what are we supposed to do? Hold on. No. Go back to what you just said. Go back to what you just said. You said it was terrorist groups that we funded back in the 80s under the Reagan administration that we actually
go back to Iraq. You just said it was good to go back in Iraq. So you answered my question. Why was it good to go into Iraq on false information that they had WMDs?
What false information?
Were there WMDs in Iraq?
There was.
Yes or no?
There was chemical weapons. Yes, there was.
That was already proven. It was false information.
No, that wasn't. That was proven.
Hold
on. What you're trying to quote
that was not proven at all.
What you're trying to quote is the nukes that they quote unquote had, that curveball.
And that was the false information, right?
Hold on. The false information that we got from curveball that they had nukes, but from the beginning, we knew that they had chemical weapons, which are WMDs.
Almost every country has. Almost every country has chemical weapons, even to this day. What are you talking about? So it's hypocrisy.
It's not hypocrisy, no, because that's the information that
it very much is.
That's the information that we have.
You know, it's another thing. It's going into this. Let me say this real fast. It's like talking about the nuclear weapon stuff. Hold on. It's like talking about the. It's like talking about the nuclear problem we're having in Iran. Okay, dude's too low IQ to understand what's going on.
Shut the fuck up and let me get my damn words out.
Now he's chipping out. The Italians are mad.
Okay, wait, guys.
No, you're so fucking ignorant. That's all you do. All you live off of is racism and anti-Semitism. That's all you do. That's
We're
all
definitely racist.
I'm racist.
That's all my videos are. I said I'm racist. Most definitely, yeah. I've always been. I'm a race realist.
Trying to get under someone's.
I'm running off of ignorance.
Reaction. That's all you do. You're a fucking clown.
And it works very well.
You can't have a conversation with somebody. You're a fucking clown, bro. Use your intelligence.
You've been chimping out this entire time. You've been chimping out this entire time.
Being a fucking idiot.
Enzo, you've been chimping out this entire time. You're kissing the wall like heavy.
You're showing your fucking ignorance. You're showing your fucking ignorance.
I'm not at all.
You're a fucking retarded.
Let me go into this.
Dude. Just shut the
fuck
retarded
up. In this. Let me go back into what he's talking about. So you mentioned WMDs.
You think you know shit.
I do.
You think you know shit, but you don't know anything.
Okay. Pause. That was a lot. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next thing.
I'm sick of this dumb motherfucker, bro. Like, fuck this.
Would you declassify the
Italians
9/11
mad.
files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would
I
you,
did. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah. I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know it. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least
And do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others.
What an odd thing to say.
I didn't know you were going to be talking about this.
Gray, we've talked about this a lot on the show. Some people have said Trump never said he would release the Epstein. What do you think about that clip?
What I was telling you guys when you guys were talking about it, that it was an active case. That's why they didn't release it. And they also said that it was legal protection. So a significant amount of material, including grand jury testimony, is protected by federal and state laws, particularly those involving victims who were minors. Officials, including those in the Trump administration, cited the need to protect the privacy and reputation of victims and witnesses. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, because I know victims came out and said that they had an issue with it coming out. So a lot of stuff has been redacted. So I don't know who's being protected. I don't know what legal proceedings of why it didn't happen, because Trump will say whatever, but it might have been a legality reason why the stuff couldn't have been released. So, but did he run on it? Did he say it? That was my first time seeing it. We've been looking for a clip of him saying it forever, and I couldn't find it.
He said it.
I thought he said it. I mean, I told y'all that he said it. I said this way before this all happened.
Ray, me and you, when we first started the podcast, we watched hours of Trump speeches, and he talked about Epstein. I remember that. I remember him saying he was going to release it. And now the internet has been scrubbed of him saying it.
Trump should be mad at Elon Musk. If Trump would have did the electric car mandate and let Elon Musk have as many autonomous cars and electric vehicles out there, none of this would have happened. Because once he said all of this happened, once Elon Musk said Trump is in the Epstein files, that's when all this came crashing down. And you ask me, am I happy to see people fighting over it? No, not necessarily. And I said this before, growing up in school, I never knew anything about Jews other than the Holocaust. I mean, I'm in Florida, I'm in the South. I didn't, and I was in honors class. I never heard anything like this. Then I got older and then started doing all this political stuff, and then that's when I started hearing all these Rothschilds, all these type of things. And like I said, we had a person of Jewish descent that was on here, and I asked her this question. I said, so do you feel like you siding with the right and you're Jewish, that this isn't going to backfire because this is fascism? Her response, and another Jewish person's response to me was, oh, the Palestine flag is just as bad. It's just as bad. So we'll rather side with this side because we don't want to deal with the Palestine stuff. So in some ways, Israel and right-wing Jewish people who are typically left-wing kind of put themselves in this position. The thing with AIPAC, them working with both groups, left and right, puts a spotlight on them. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to do what they want and grow a business and be successful. I do feel like it's unfair to them that they get attacked for that. Same way I feel like with blacks not being successful get attacked for that. But I don't know what the solution is. That's my thought process.
We're going to switch gears here. We're going to talk about Florida. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about who James Fishback is, because James Fishback calls himself an America First candidate. He initially started polling at 7%. In literally 2 months, he has jumped up to 23%. He is closing the ranks in on Byron Donalds. So we're going to talk about who James Fishback is. Everybody watching, please hit the like button. Also, guys, please don't curse anymore. I think they're suppressing the live. Let's stop with the N-words and the cursing a little bit. We're going to switch gears here. Here we go.
State of Florida, and you're voting for James Fishback as governor? Then have you just been unhappy for the last 8 years under DeSantis, or what? This man is no different from the left. In fact, he might be worse because he actually represents the right. First of all, I guess we should just start with the stupidest thing, is he's not even eligible to be running for governor in Florida. You're supposed to have lived in Florida for the last 7 consecutive years. He's been living in DC for the last 5. So not only has he been claiming taxes in DC and saving hundreds of dollars, but he actually voted in DC too. But now all of a sudden he's gonna pretend to be like a Floridian resident and wanna run for governor. So now that we know he's not even eligible to be running, but still somehow is, let's talk about his extremely questionable background. Just back in 2022, a few years ago, he was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old minor. He was 27 at the time. And when they broke up, she had to file a protection order because he wouldn't stop harassing her. This led Miami-Dade public schools to cut ties with him and his little debate group. And how did he respond? He claims it's all false. Come on, I know at least the ladies can see what kind of man this is. So if none of that was good enough for you to not vote for him, let's talk about his ex-employer, Greenlight Capital. James Fishback worked at this company as a low-level research analyst, like literally bottom-tier entry-level position. And when he worked there, apparently he sucked because they gave him a notice that they were going to fire him due to poor performance, and he quit. But when he quit, he decided to tell everybody that he was head of macro and oversaw $100 million in gains. Not only that, but he's actually been accused of fraud attempts, tricking people into making donations to his debate group. He literally owes $200,000 in unpaid debts to this day. I really agree with a lot of his policies, actually. It's just the way he goes about it is just, we're just dividing so far apart, like mixing oil and water. It's so bad. Like, for instance, I don't necessarily disagree with the 50% sin tax on OnlyFans models, but why do we have to name it sin tax? Like, it just gives me a bad taste in my mouth. That's how division is created, because who are we to decide that we get to tax someone for their sin? Like, just use a different name. I don't know. So with that being said, Florida and every other state, go do your research on your candidates. And make sure you actually go vote this year at midterms. Don't just talk about it.
Enzo, you used to be a Floridian. What's your thoughts on Fishback? Do you think he stands a chance?
To be honest, with a background like that, I don't think so. Just the whole 17-year-old that right there in Florida, I don't think he's gonna stand a chance. No. And I think Byron Donald by leagues ahead is just the better candidate for the governor in that state. So
yeah, guys, YouTube is acting crazy. So if you're watching, do us a favor, hit the like button. If you're watching on Andre Williams' side or on the New Party side, it's a weird night. Something's going on with YouTube. But nevertheless, Gray, Fishback has been very critical of Israel. I'm going to play this clip. I hate to have this night like this. It just unfortunately all ties in together. But this is what he had to say about Israel.
Republicans and Democrats in Tallahassee foolishly sent $385 million of our money to Israel. The only call I'll be making to Benjamin Netanyahu is this: where's my money? You depraved war criminal, where is our money?
So Gray, pretty much we all know South Florida is primarily Jewish, and making comments like that, they have very close ties to Israel and South Florida. I'm from South Florida, you're from Tampa. What's your thoughts? Does he stand a chance? I mean, Florida, I would say Florida, South Florida, and New York has the highest population of Jewish people, very wealthy Jewish people. And hearing comments like that, does he stand a chance?
Andre got my side attacking our YouTube, but
for real,
I don't think any Republican who doesn't get Trump's endorsement is going to stand a chance. I think Byron Donalds has Trump endorsement. I think he probably will campaign for him. Do I feel like attacking Jews or Israel is a campaign ender for a right-wing politician? I don't know. I haven't seen anyone other than Marjorie Taylor Greene that I felt like that was very openly anti-Semitic that was getting support from the right. But I do feel like the younger audience, different people are going towards more of a anti-Semitic look. And I feel like if we really look at the economy, if we look at the people who own businesses, a lot of them in America are Jewish. So it's going to be hard for us to say, hey, we got all these people creating industry in America, but we are not going to support Israel. So I mean, money talks. BS walk 1,000 miles.
Yeah, and I'm gonna play this clip and get Andre in here. This is what he had to say about our state being auctioned off.
Yes, are frustrated with the Democratic Party establishment, but they're also really pissed at Republicans. Republicans who just whine, put out strongly worded letters. There's no arrest, there's no accountability. Our country is being auctioned off before our eyes, and all Republicans can seem to do is go on Fox News and make jokes about Kamala Harris or Barack Obama instead of actually fighting for the heritage and birthright of our nation.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on things like that, Andre? Do you think that people of color should be worried when we're hearing terms like birthright of our nation, nationalist? What do you think?
Of course not, because we're a part of the nation. We've been here for generations. I mean, a Black American is an American. I mean, it's not like, listen, if you're coming from Nigeria and you've been here for 5 years, yeah, you're not American, dude. You have to earn that shit. And you're not going to get it and see it. Your children and children's children will see it. So should have no fear. Black people this is another thing. They're going to use this as a way to get people to have fear in what he's saying when really it benefits us. Now, when it comes to Fishback and what he's saying, I mean, I like what he's saying. I think Byron Donalds is a fucking clown, a pro-Israel bootlicker. This is the simple house Negro I'm talking about, both Democrat and Republican. These people are the problem. And I don't care if he's got Trump's endorsement. I mean, who gives a fuck about that anymore? That's kind of fading. And like I said, the midterms are going to really show that the MAGA movement is honestly dead. It's dead. And if anything, all it's got is institutional backing. That's it. Not really the backing of Gen Z, not the backing of the younger crowd. We're kind of done with this pro-Israel garbage. And here's the thing. In the next 10 years, it's really going to be solidified. So they can have all the victory laps and all we've won. Yeah, right now, but the war will be won by us at the end of the day. So MAGA's fucking dead. They've killed it with this pro-Israel shit. I think Fishback has a great chance of winning. I think he has a lot of energy behind him. Byron has the institutional backing and especially the Jew backing, AIPAC money. And we'll go from there. I mean, that's it.
Sorry, the chat. I'm sorry, Bella got me cracking up. He said MAGA's not dead, but your brains.
Boomers mad that we're gonna fucking stomp on MAGA. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shit all over it because you guys have ruined it with your boomer take. I bet you there's some fucking boomer right now. He's about to watch Sean Hannity after this. Like, oh, I didn't like that Andre guy. He didn't say all the right things. Fuck that.
I'm sorry, Andre. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like, that was funny. All right, this is what James Fishback had to say about public hangings.
Make an example out of these people. We stopped public executions. We stopped public hangings in 1924. I would bring them back for the people in the Epstein files and any sex trafficker. I don't want 20 years on death row. I want fair trial. I want full due process. And when they are convicted, I want a public hanging Sunday high noon for the whole world to see. This is what we do to you. I can't go back and obviously stop these things from happening. But my pledge, if elected the 47th governor of Florida, is I will spare no resource to make sure that every Floridian identified in the Epstein files is investigated and brought to justice.
Enzo. Sorry, Enzo. This is the thing. I know you cringe when you hear Andre and Fishback say these things, but I feel like you can't get mad when certain things are being towards one group of people, but not when it's about all. You were one of the main people, Enzo, that supported the things being said about the Muslims, the Islam in this country and things like that. Why get mad about that, but support that when literally Islam is like 1% of the population? I got to call it out because spade is a spade.
1% of the population that creates most of the terrorists.
Oof.
Show me the last time. Show me the last time.
Like that, but you're against what he's saying about.
No, because here's the thing. Show me
it's not fair on both sides.
It is 100% fair because show me the last time that the Jews had created mass hysteria and terrorist attacks all over the world, not even just America, all over the world. Show me the last time the Jews did anything.
I can show you.
Okay, please do so.
9/11, that's one thing. USS Liberty, that's another thing. The campaigns in Egypt, in Lebanon,
Liberty,
in Syria,
USS Liberty
and hold on, in Iraq. I'm giving you stuff.
9/11, that's
I'm giving you something.
I'm just calling
I'm giving you
bullshit on all
something.
those.
And now he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear it. Because I
Because
got
it's
them right here.
it's
So we look at
proven.
we look at these terrorist groups. We look at these terrorist groups like Al Qaeda, like the Taliban, like ISIS. Guess who funded them and who had information on them and also tried to convert these people and make them assets? The CIA and also Mossad, also working with the GID, the Saudis as well. So what the fuck are we talking about, man? It's like we can't sit back and say, "What are these terrorists?" These terrorists exist for a reason. I don't even call them terrorists. I call them freedom fighters because they're fighting for the freedom and the existence of their country. And that's I don't like I don't like Muslims. I'm not a Muslim
I can't
supporter.
with this guy.
But I understand what they're doing. I understand what they're doing. I understand why Al Qaeda exists. I understand for why we have these terrorist groups in these countries. You know why? Because we've destabilized these countries. We back and funded these people to overthrow these people in power. And it's not like they're going to be fucking nice to us after, because now their country's shit. I mean, look at Iraq.
Yeah, so
Look at Syria.
guys, for everybody that's listening, what Andre is trying to say to all of you guys is the Jews are behind every single Muslim and every single Muslim terrorist attack. He's just fucking insulting your ignorance at that point.
On. What was 9/11? Who did 9/11?
Al Qaeda. Osama bin Laden.
How you think Al Qaeda did 9/11?
And the Saudis.
Hold on, Andre. I want Enzo to speak.
Show me
Enzo,
any fucking proof.
My point, I'm gonna let you respond to James Fishback, but I want to show you that you listening to him say that makes people uncomfortable when you say things like that against Islam and Muslims. Now, I don't agree. I don't like the direction or the feeling that Islam might be taking over our country, because we have kind of seen some of that in the UK. But all I'm saying is, if you're going to say certain things against one group, against one group, you should not be so uncomfortable against another group. You got to stand on business.
There's a
and
big
be free
difference.
speech. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, but there's a big difference. I'm not the one sitting here saying Muslims every 5 fucking seconds and blaming everything on Muslims. I only speak on Muslims when it becomes up in the news, and that's when I talk about it. I don't go on my lives every single day and say the Muslims are the issue in America, the Muslims are the issue in the world. I don't do none of that. I talk about it when it's relevant. I talk about it when it's relevant. You keep saying
I'm not trying to make this a Muslim conversation, guys. I'm just trying to show it. Like, I just want to show an example. Why are you against what Andre's saying, but okay when that's being said about that one group? That's all my point of the question.
It's only relevance. That's it.
Right.
That's the only time I bring it up.
I just want to say this, Enzo. You're talking about the Muslims. Well, the Muslims don't have power. The Muslims don't have power and influence over our foreign policy. We're not going to war on behalf of Muslim countries.
Really? So how much does CARE give to our Congress members?
CARE doesn't have that much influence over our politicians.
Really?
We're not
That's
seeing politicians.
CARE,
we're not saying.
Hey, that's crazy because CARE,
Enzo,
the ones that are part of the Holy Land Five actually gave more money. They gave more money than AIPAC did last voting.
Just because they gave more money doesn't mean that they have more influence over our foreign policy. We have politicians that
we
literally saw this in 2024. Excuse me. We literally saw this in 2024. We had candidates arguing over each other, saying who's more pro-Israel. We have candidates who argue over each other, saying who's more pro-Israel. Most of Trump's cabinet. Okay. So like I was saying, most of Trump's cabinet. I was watching the Senate confirmation hearings.
And you can't refute that. I know.
Yes, I can. I'm trying to speak, but you're chimping out, and you won't let me speak.
I'm not chimping out. You're just fucking ignorant. Again, you're just fucking.
How am I ignorant? Oh, you're so ignorant. Oh, Michael Jackson. You're so ignorant, Michael Jackson. Oh my God. Okay, listen.
This is
Enzo,
what I mean. You're a child.
I want you to understand
you're
this.
Just ignorant. Your age is showing.
I want you to understand this. My age isn't showing. Your retardation, your low IQ is showing.
My low IQ. You haven't refuted anything that I said with any empirical fact.
I have.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I have.
You have not.
I've done it multiple times. You named me terrorist attacks. I named you several terrorist attacks. I've talked about the influence that Israel has over politics.
You're a fucking clown at the end of the day. The only people that like you
is chimping out.
You get out of people. That's it. That's why people like you.
People actually respect me. People respect me. They love my podcast. They love what I do. They love my content. They reach out to me. I have people who send me emails saying, I love what you do, man. Black people who see me in public. People see me in public and respect what I do.
They're racist bigots like you. That's why.
The black people that reach out to me are racist bigots. When I sit back and I make the content that I do talking about black people need to be better, that's racist bigots.
Racist bigots and anti-Semites. That's what they are.
So black people who love seeing somebody speak up and say, hey, I want us to do better as a people are racist bigots and anti-Semites.
Take the minority out of your content. Sure. That's
not the minority out of my content. That's the majority of my content. Majority of my content, the people who reach out to me, who speak to me on a daily basis, are black. I live in the black city. I don't live in the suburbs. You're not talking to a black conservative. You're talking to a Andre Williams. That's it. That's the only thing. So let me educate you on who I am and what I'm doing.
tough guy.
Enzo, I don't know how
Motherfucker,
many
you got
people reach out
thrown
to
by
you.
some fucking
Enzo,
liberals. Shut the
Enzo,
fuck up.
Enzo,
Andre Williams. I'm
Enzo,
Andre Williams. I got thrown
Enzo.
by
Yeah, I'm
fucking
Andre
a bunch of
Williams.
pissy
And
liberals.
Enzo, I can go out and talk
Fuck
about
up.
this. What I can do,
You're
I
a
can go out
fucking
and talk about my
clown, my
politics
guy.
on the ground.
You're a
I'm a
clown.
clown, but I have a
Shut
lot
the
of
fuck
following. I have a
up.
lot of respect from
Shut
people.
the fuck
Enzo, you
up.
don't have that, and you're meeting your
I
match
don't.
right here. You're
I
chimping out.
don't.
Yeah, you
Really?
don't.
I don't.
You really
So
don't.
you
No.
Guys. Okay.
Here's what I'm saying.
Okay, we're
I want
gonna
to
take a
bring
break.
this up.
It's
I want to bring this
President's
up.
Day,
Can you
yet
step away?
sadly,
Take a
too
break.
many
Take a break.
young people don't
Taking a
know what
break.
President's
Time
Day
out, time out,
really
time
stands
out,
for.
time out.
If elected Florida governor, I will mandate that every single high school student, in order to graduate, gives a 5-minute speech in front of their class with no notes on who their favorite president is and why. Their accomplishments, the ups and downs, their greatest weakness, the historical context, the backdrop of their presidency. Think about this. It reinforces history, government, civics, an appreciation of American culture, and lastly, the ability to speak publicly without notes is essential in the modern workplace. President's Day isn't something where we just take a day off. It's something where we actually have to celebrate what it means to be an American, and what better way than have young people at our schools be able to articulate who their favorite president is and why.
Okay. We're gonna ooh, Andre, you guys ran Enzo away.
I honestly didn't mean to run him away. I was trying to have a conversation.
Oh Jesus.
I'm sorry, y'all. Like I'm trying to have a conversation with bro. That's it. I would think that he would understand because he's seen me do this multiple times. I would think he would be able to take the heat. Oh man.
Oh
Enzo, come on
God.
back, dude. Come on back. Come on back, bro.
We got a great show, so people loving it. That's the good thing. My comment on that last clip.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
He's not saying anything tangible. As a Floridian, he should be talking about the taxes that people are paying on houses. That's what people are leaving Florida for. That's what people are complaining about. He's talking about the sex tax. He's talking about what he's going to do in schools and all these things. None of these are really tangible things for people living in Florida.
Oh man, Enzo, if you're watching, the fans said they loved you. And this was from Andre's side. They wanted you to come back. The fans said they wanted you to come back. Enzo, why did you leave? Oh my God.
Enzo, come
Okay.
back, bro.
Why did you leave? Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to do some closing thoughts. Andre, thank you for coming. What's your closing thoughts?
Enzo, please come back. Come back and do the show, buddy. I'm just gonna say this. It's people want to sit back and put me in this box and say I'm supporting these people. I'm me at the end of the day. I'm Andre Williams. I've always been me. I've always spoken about what I believe in and what I know. And people have respect me for doing it. And I'm going to continue to speak up and be aggressive in what I believe in. No matter if I have 2 people listening or 200 or 2,000 people listening, it doesn't matter. But, we love Enzo tonight. All the love goes to Enzo. I want him to come back. All right. This was a great live stream. Shout out to Gray and Nora. It's always great coming over here to the new party. So that's all I've got to say.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Gray, what's your closing thoughts?
I didn't think it was that bad. Like, it was a great show. I mean, that's what here at the new party was all about. It's supposed to be about people coming together who don't believe in the same thing and having a constructive conversation in a safe place. So, I mean, I like the passion. I feel like we were talking about something that is being talked about in America, because if we're going to prevent the Holocaust from happening again, I think it's constructive that we talk about it and try to prevent it and have conversations with people. So, like we always say on a new party, always vote.
Yes, always vote. And let me say this for all fans of Enzo. I saw some of y'all. Thank you, Jimmy. He said, respect to all 4 of them. Great show. Let me say this to Enzo's fans. Y'all are uncomfortable listening to Andre say these things about Jewish people, about, you may not agree with Andre's take on Israel, and I may not agree or, with his take fully on certain things. However, these conversations are important to have. You need these uncomfortable conversations, number one. Number two, I don't think we should pick and choose when people are saying offensive things against one group or a particular group or any group. We should be offended and showing rage against all groups. You can't pick and choose. Like, that's not cool. Because there are times that I've listened to people say things that have been offensive to my people and my country and things like that. And I don't just get to just quit and leave like that. So that's not the point of the show. So for all those watching tonight, that from Enzo's side, if it makes you feel like you don't want to watch again, I'm sorry, but that's not the point of the new party. And I respect Andre and I appreciate Andre and I thank him for coming on, just like I respect Enzo both equally. Everybody's allowed to have their side and their take, and that's the point of the new party. So anyways, God bless, good night, and be safe.
Before we wrap, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how you can support the new party. We are an independent media platform. No corporate backers, no political handlers, just a collection of voices representing all American viewpoints, especially the stories they don't want you talking about.
I'm disgusted with our government, and it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. I'm disgusted.
We are watching an active genocide. I don't know how else to put it. There are thousands of people getting killed every day.
This is the first time in history that an American cardinal has ever been elevated to pope. It is legitimately make America great again.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting for illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal. Like, and they burning the flag and shit.
Like I always say, it was a great episode. I'm happy with the wins that Donald Trump's.
Like you heard Nora Skeptic say, we're going to keep bringing like different types of content and things that we know people want to see. And like we always say on the new party, always vote.
If you believe Americans can still have civil discourse, even in these polarizing times, we need your help to stay independent and keep growing. You can support us by donating to our GoFundMe page, becoming a channel member, sending a super chat, or grabbing merch from the New Party store. Every donation goes directly toward growing the channel promotion and our upcoming documentary. And as a thank you, donors will receive an exclusive copy of the documentary 1 week before it premieres. Who is the New Party? We're you, your voice, your stories, your America. We can only do this together. So if you're able, please donate and help us get the message out.